Hello everyone, my name is Elisa and I'm a final year PhD student at NCAP. My thesis is interested in processes of morphological simplification, particularly to do with verbs in the late Northumbrian dialect of Old English. Old English is the earliest version of the language spoken in Britain from the 5th century up until the Norman conquest, so the 11th century. There used to be 4 distinct dialects: West Saxon, Mercian, Kentish, and Northumbrian. And my PhD is interested in the Northern dialect. For data, I've used 2 Northumbrian manuscripts. The first is the Lindisfarne Gospels, created in the 8th century. The main body of the Gospels is written in Latin, to which Old English glosses were added in the 10th century in the Northumbrian dialect. And the second manuscript is the Rushworth Gospels, created in the 9th century. Again, the main body of the text is written in Latin, and Old English glosses were also added in the 10th century. So my thesis is interested in these glosses that were added to the manuscripts in Northumbria. In terms of the verbal morphology, I'm interested in weak verbs class 2. So these verbs had a characteristic I between the verbal root and the inflectional ending, and I've highlighted in red all the environments where these I was found. What's interesting is that this I was lost in the history of the language. So I'm trying to establish why it is and how that the formative was lost. During the course of my MPhil thesis, I spotted some dialectal variation in terms of the incidence of the formative. So here I've given you 3 different examples from 3 different dialects of Old English. And the first 2 examples, as you can see, we still have the I formative, whereas in the final example taken from the Northumbrian glosses, the I formative has already been lost. So I became interested by this and decided to pursue it as my PhD topic. What I'm trying to establish is what the level of morphological simplification was in Northumbrian regarding the morphology of weak verbs class 2. I'm trying to find out the causes for the deletion of the formative. And the way I'm approaching these questions is I've selected a number of factors based on bibliography and my own findings that I believe may be conditioning or favoring the loss of the I formative. So I've given you some of the factors that I'm looking at, and out of these 8, my poster will focus on these 4: textual frequency, secondary stress, stem weight, and etymological class. And my poster will explain how these 4 factors seem to be playing a role in the deletion of the I formative in the Northumbrian dialect. These are the 2 questions that I'd like to hear your thoughts and suggestions and comments, so I look forward to that. And these are also on the poster, by the way. So thanks very much for your attention. These are my references, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.